George Lopez and my amazing wife. We are here to talk with our friend and business owner, Miss Betty Auld from Auld Things Betty. Baby, are you ready for the show?
I'm ready for this
Let's make it
conversation.
happen,
I'm ready.
baby.
I'm absolutely ready. This is going to be an interesting conversation because it's actually going to follow up from the last conversation we had with her about 2 weeks ago. So I know there's been a lot of new things happening on the forefront, and I'm excited to hear about them. And I'm sure
Me
our
too.
audience is as well.
Absolutely.
So good morning, Miss Lady Betty Auld.
Good morning, Miss Lopez and Mr. Lopez. How are you all this morning?
Oh, we're doing well. We're doing well. You look
Fantastic.
excellent.
Thank you, thank you. So do you. I'm gonna have to get up super early to beat you.
Listen, I could see the glow in your face and just even in your voice. I mean, you really look amazing.
Thank you, thank you. I am so excited about this. Oh, this grand day. I really am. I am just super excited. God is amazing, doing great things.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I just want to make sure that we all have our phones turned off on silent. Mine just rang because I thought I had it on silent, but I do have two phones and I did one and didn't do the other. So just make sure your phone's on silent as we get into this conversation. So we last week, the last time we spoke about Auld Things Betty, which is your company, and you are the founder of Auld Things Betty. And can you just refresh those who may not know about Auld Things Betty? What is Auld Things Betty, and why did you name it Auld Things Betty? Your company.
All things Betty. That is my signature brand, my name, it encompasses all. And I had to reflect on the fact that when we come into this world or when we just in everyday life, we are so multi-talented. But sometimes we tend to just focus on one area, or we walk in fear, we walk in doubt, we don't believe that we can do anything, or that there's just nothing there. Oh, I can't do this, I can't. But it's all there. Everything that we need is within us before we come on the scene. And so I wanted to be able to not just be known as Betty the wife, Betty the mother, Betty the grandmother, Betty the entrepreneur, Betty the one that cares, the lover, the helper, just encompassing all of the many things that I have within me. I had an opportunity to see just a little clip with Les Brown. And he was talking about how hungry he was when he came on the scene. And, he's been dealing with health issues and everything, but he wanted to be a DJ. But he was from a broken environment, everything that, society and his environment at the time said that it was no way that this could happen. But he said he was hungry. And he said one of the things that's most devastating to a man is to be on his deathbed. He said we should be surrounded by our loved ones, people that love us. We should be empty. But he said the worst thing that we can do is be on our deathbed and have all of our dreams and desires still locked up in us. And they're watching us die. And they are angry because we did not give them a chance to come out. Greatness was knocking at the door, but we let fear shield it and it didn't come out. So now it's angry with us. It's got to spend eternity in a place where it never got a chance to come out. And so God just dropped that all things. And his words say, I can do all things through him, which strengthens me. So I don't want to just be one dimensional. I want to be able to service anywhere that I go and deposit something that God has put inside of me. Amen. Or that I have learned in my journey.
Amen. Amen.
Betty, I am digging your inspiration. I am digging your drive.
Oh, thank you.
Where did you get this inspiration and this drive from before you saw Les Brown's tape?
I was born, and if we could be very transparent, I was born with it. I was born with it, but I never knew what to do with it. I never knew how always had dreams, and I can see. I'm a seer. I don't know if I should say that just yet, because
Why not?
when you have
Don't
that,
say it.
when
I'm
you have
here.
that gift, so many oppositions tend to come, but I can overcome that.
Amen.
But I've always had vision and drive, but I was never in a position where my surroundings saw it. They were chopped down. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you can't ever do that. God showed me millionaire status when I was 19, 18, 19. He told me what to do. And I let people talk me out of it in my military journey. So I was born with big ideals, but I never connected with big thinkers, big dreamers that say, let me take you under my wing and not be intimidated by what is put in you. It's like an airplane pilot is not intimidated by the doctor, because that's not his calling. So the doctor should not be intimidated by the pilot. They are both great men. They're both great women, just in their own right, in their own area.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow, you are saying so much this morning, and I am so grateful that you're making that clear distinction between how your environment can impact even
Yeah.
how you see yourself.
Yes, yes.
And the dreams that you have. And so what has pushed you through the environment, the naysayers? What pushes you beyond that?
When I get ready to give up, when my hope is gone, and you said, God, what do I do? And it's like your parents serve you the same meal over again. I need you to eat this. This is what I need you to eat. This is what's there. And so we get enough strength to come back to the drawing board, because sometimes you don't know anything else but what's given to you. You understand? It's like when if you're a singer and you're always humming that tune, yeah, you might can go and say, I'm gonna hang pictures and everything, but your gift will make room for you.
Absolutely.
Your gift will make room. So when I didn't want to go on, this was the only thing that came back.
Mm-hmm.
This was the only thing.
You mentioned something about 19 years old, you saw yourself at that age, and you wanted to bring out who you were or who you are. So between then and now, what would you say to the younger folks, to the younger ladies who might have a dream or may have a vision at that age, and not to wait this long? What would you say to them?
When you get it, you feel it. There's an instinct in us that you will know when it is time. Get it, understand what it is, become familiar with it. It's like having a baby. If you push you can be in labor, but if you push too soon, it'll cause the cervix to close. So now the baby still can't come forth, and you have to have a cesarean. I would tell you to hold on to that dream. You ride it out through the contractions, because there are going to be oppositions in life. There are going to be times when you say, oh, I don't want to do it. I can't go. I can't go. Grab it, hold on to it. Don't let anyone take your value. This is yours. God has entrusted you with this dream.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I want you to go and take this to the front of the class. Mr. and Mrs. Lopez is there. I'm at the back of the room. I have to walk through all of the people in their tuxedos, their gown. There's the ones that are sitting at the table that says reserved, the ones that at the table that says VIP. I have to walk through all of that to deliver what I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
So prepare yourself. Know that you can, and get around people that are going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Get around somebody that's going somewhere. Don't take advice from somebody that has never left your neighborhood, never ventured out to the other side. You can be in a city. I'm from Mississippi, small town, Money, Mississippi. Emmett Till was the biggest highlight of that. But there are people that are still right there in that town that never ventured out. At least know what it's like to go to Memphis, Nashville. Venture out. And so if you're young, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I said, that's so powerful. Continue.
Yeah, if you're young, you're in a position now where you can run this race. You can run it. Put those focus on, those blinders on, and go for it. And you're going to fail. If you do not fail, then great. But you learn life's greatest lessons through your failures. Your failures tell you you can get back up again. You get back up and you start that race again. If I didn't fail, I wouldn't know what to expect the next time it come around.
Betty, I want to say thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would like for you to share with the listeners what branch of service you went to and what was your greatest lesson that you learned.
You know, there's nothing but the Navy out there. The United States Navy. Yes, I know we got the Army, Marine, and Air Force, but we're number one. I see him shaking his head. Yeah, we'll see when game day come. Army versus Navy. Yes. Yes. Navy was my thing. I would do it again.
And what was your
yes, I would.
Your lesson. What was your greatest lesson that you learned?
My greatest lesson was you have to always get back up. You be consistent. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. But you never, ever give up. You never give up.
I like that lesson.
You never give up.
Really, really powerful lesson. Yeah. So you mentioned that you were born in Mississippi and you lived in that area. What would you say to your younger self? What was life like in Mississippi, and what propelled you to join the military and really come out, as you're suggesting, come out of the area that you were raised in and born in? What gave you the strength and the courage to come outside of the space that you were very familiar with?
The fact that I was there, I didn't see anything. There was a knowing always in me, even then, that I wanted to go to the military. Even in elementary school, I would tell my principal, I'm going into the military. I used to always walk straight. And Mrs. Whitaker, she's dead and gone now. She was like the assistant principal who worked in the principal office. And she would call me down the hall just to see me march like a soldier. But there was nothing there in Mississippi that got my attention. And I always knew the calling was to leave. And at the time, military was pretty much the only way, that you were getting out. But it was just something inside of me to know that there was a bigger world. And I wanted to see it. I wanted to know it. I wanted to know it. So it took courage. No one had, and being a girl, leaving your parents' house. I had never flown. I had never seen really outside of just that little local area. So I was thrust into a big world. And one of the things, go back to the military, when we had to learn how to swim, you had to dive in that pool and float and kick and do whatever you had to do. They showed you how to make floaters out of your pants, but you had to hop in and start the survival process.
Yeah.
So those things.
Wow. And you learned to survive, I'm assuming in Mississippi. That's where you got the survival skills, that strength and that courage. You got that from that environment that you were raised in, to know that you can pursue anything.
You can pursue anything, yes. And it was great. I had to have greater. I watched my mom be a domestic woman. And there was an occasion where the lady wanted her to clean her house. And it was like a Wednesday. And she's like, oh, I got enough to probably take you the week. And we were so excited, oh, when Friday comes, she's going to come home with some money. And we're going to be able to go to the little grocery store up the street that was owned by somebody else and get some meat and a soda, bread. All of that was like magic back then. And I watched my mom go and work 4 days for this lady. And when Friday come, I was on the porch. I was in anticipation. I was waiting. I would see the car coming. I'm like, she's coming home. She's going to come home. Now we can go to the store. And she came home and the lady didn't pay her. The lady did not pay her. But she gave her 4 soft peppermint sticks. She told us, well, my husband didn't leave any money to pay you. And this was a nurse. This lady was a nurse, had a home, a beautiful little brick home. And she gave my mom 4 peppermint sticks and told her, said, well, if you break them in half, you can give the 6. It was 8 of us, 4 girls, 4 boys, and stuff. But one of my oldest brothers, he had passed. She said, but if you break them in half, you can give each one of your children a piece of peppermint. And something inside of me turned, and I always knew I would own peppermint. I would have peppermint, and that was not. I just could not. I could not. I have to vindicate not only just to let my legacy of what my mom taught us, but it's this greatness in us, and it can get past all of those hard times. But they taught me to stay the course. If I don't succeed, or if I don't come out and give it a chance, then the lady with the peppermint sticks won. I can't let that happen.
That's right.
I can't let that happen.
Wow. And so that's the drive. I had to get to the bottom of where that drive comes from.
Yes,
that's where comes from. Those 4 peppermint sticks. Okay, so let's move forward. So now we are here, Auld Things Betty. It's a platform. It's your business. Your business is here to inspire and encourage people and provide them with information and resources to bring about a healthy lifestyle for themselves, or health within themselves, family, as well as work on building wealth. Let's talk a little bit about the health aspect, and if you can just share with us, what does health mean for you and for Auld Things Betty?
Health. If we don't have our health, we are in a bad place. If you have the Maybach, the prettiest BMWs, the his and hers sitting in your yard, but you have neuropathy, you have diabetes, you have cancer, whatever the ticket label that we put on the dis-ease in our bodies. If you have dementia and you don't even know that that's your car, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. If you can't even get in it and just drive it around the block because of the pain, you can't sit up, it's nothing. So our health is the most valuable thing right now that we can have.
So Betty, you're talking about health. What product do you have that can improve the health of folks out there right now? And what does it do? What does your product do?
My product is More Mito. More Mito deals strictly with the rebuilding of your mitochondria. And your mitochondria is the energy that you need to drive your cells. If your cells are depleted, if you take my age or our age now and compare us to a toddler has energy to continue to go. They can recuperate. They get a fall or a scrape, they heal faster. They fall down, they get back up and go. If we fall now, we need at least 30 to 40 minutes just to say help. Because we just been knocked that for. So what my products will help rebuild your mitochondria, rebuild your cells, detox your cells. And it doesn't take a long time to do it. Everybody's body is different. Some people see a instant, within 10, 15 minutes. Some people might take as long as 3 months, but you're healing your body at the cellular level. And that's what we want to do, because once the body and your cells are healed and your body is regulating the way it should, the body will heal itself. Your cells know where to go in your body and what to attack. They say, oh, we got something over here in this shoulder that's not right. Let me go here and, get this better.
So what's the dosage? How many mitochondria would you have to take for the day? Does that depend on your age, your size? What is the dosage?
Well, if you're a little kid, they're zooming at 1,000. So you don't want to give them really much. You can just kind of rub it on them because you don't want to defeat the purpose. You can't be down and they're up. So that's for the people that have these little grandkids and kids around the house. But with the Restore, it comes in a liquid like this. And I don't know if you can see the markings on it.
Yes.
And the very top line, once you match the top, the little dropper, it'll fill it up to that amount. You can take this every hour on the hour, but you want to get at least 8 of these in your day. And if you're dealing with something that's really major, you want to just go for it. Every time you think about it, just take a drop. Just take it. Take it. You can put it under your tongue and let it dissolve. Just put it around in your mouth. Just that quick. I'm doing so much good to my body and stuff. So this is this. And you can also take it and you can rub it. I always did do my eye anywhere that you're hurting. A lot of people that might not like the taste of it, per se, one of the ingredients is the black seed oil. But it's the way that this is formulated, the XDX system. It is formulated to instantly get into your system and start working. If you have a cut, anything on your body, and like I say, if you don't like the taste of it, some people are very picky. Put them in your mouth and keep it rolling. But you can also just put it on your skin, or you can put it in our cream. This is our Rejuvenate. It comes in a white little cream like this. You can just put this on. You can put this on anywhere. This goes in your hair. You can put it in your hair. A person with I do not say that we heal anything, but people that have had dementia and stuff, just simple. It's in your hair. It's gonna get down into your it's gonna soak down through your bone into your brain and begin to let it do what it needs to do. But you can also mix these. I have a small mini here. You can mix the two together. Say a person that maybe cannot understand, let me put it in my mouth or in a juice or something and take it like that. You still want to get in. I've put a dropper in there and you just mix it up. It's to your consistency. And again, you can just rub it on whatever area is paining you or giving you trouble. And something so simple as that. Mix it up the night before, I'm done. I can put this anywhere on my body, I'm done.
When you take this, do you have to take it forever, or is it for 3 months, or what's the process?
The situation with this is, once your body starts feeling good, you want to keep going with it. If you want to cut back and say, well, okay, I'm going to do a dropper in the morning and a dropper in the evening, that's up to you. But the mindset is it's like a tank of gas. You have your car. You don't want to go below a certain area. You don't want to let your gas tank get back empty. And once you get your body into a healthy place, you want to keep it healthy. And this is so simple. It's not, I have nothing against pills. There are things that I take in pill form. But when you're on the go, you mix it together, or you drop it in your mouth and you're out of the door. A little cream on your face, on your shoulder, on your knees, and you're done. That's a treatment.
I heard you say it's all natural. And what does that mean?
This is a nutraceutical company. Everything in here, we have 44 ingredients. The main ones being the olive oil, the olive leaf, and your black seed oil. The black seed has been around ever since the beginning of time. When they dug up or found King Tut's tomb, he had a bottle of black seed oil in there with him. So back in that time, products that they used were only thing they had was natural. But they held on to the value of what it could do for the body. It has been said that black seed can cure anything, or help with anything except death. So that's the only thing it cannot help improve. And so you got all natural aloe vera. You can go on the site, or I can get to you all of the ingredients that are in here, and they're in all of the ingredients in here. But God gave Dr. Elliott a formulation and told him, this is what I want you to do. And nobody else has this. You're not going to be able to go to Amazon and get it. You're not going to be able to go to the Walmart sites and get it. And that was one of the things he said, I want to keep this so seclusive to the people that are coming into the company, or that are building and building legacies with this, but are really, it's not so much about the company, the integrity of the company and what this is doing or has done for the people. We have testimonies of people with diabetic neuropathy, the dark-skinned legs, where the circulation, and within 18 days, before and after pictures of where all of that darkness has gone. And so when I see that, my passion comes to say, hey, I have this beautiful home, I have this car, I have this, I have a fat portfolio, but my health would not allow me to enjoy it.
So Betty, for people who suffer from migraine headaches, or for people who have been playing tennis, basketball, pickleball for some time, and they suffer from arthritis or itis, would you recommend that to them?
Yes, yes, yes. I would recommend this to you with everything that is within me. And so one of the things,
I'm sorry. How can people get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me. I'm still getting things, all together on my site, Auld Things Betty. But you can always find me on Facebook. Go to Facebook and let me know that you're interested. Messenger, WhatsApp. I'm on LinkedIn.
And you're on LinkedIn and WhatsApp and Messenger as Betty Auld.
Betty Auld. There is Betty. Betty Auld.
Okay.
Okay. What about an email address or contact information like that that they can go to? So let's say they want to communicate via email.
Okay, they can do, at this point, they're going to use the BEAULD01@yahoo.com.
Can you say that again, please?
It's B as in Bravo, E as in Edward, A as Alpha, U as Umbrella, L as Larry, D as David, 01@yahoo.com.
Okay, wonderful. And is there a phone number that people can reach, or?
Right, and until all of my other numbers are up and running and I get my operators, everything in place, the 757-754-3862.
Okay, all right. Well, great. I'm just so glad that you've shared that information, because I know people may want to know, how do I get this? And how do I get this product?
I want to get the product myself, because
I already ordered.
Yeah, Betty, I could hear the passion in your voice. And you talk pretty good about this product. You speak of it very highly, and I'm sure that you have testimonies from other people as well who have talked pretty good about this product. I can't wait to start using the product. When did you order it? Yesterday. Okay, Betty. How long will it take to get here, Betty?
If you ordered it over the weekend, it should be going out now. It normally takes about 3 days. And this is the key, the passion with this. When I bring this, I'm bringing it from experience. It's coming from a place of I vouch for this. I vouch for this. I have a 7-year-old autistic grandson that is totally off the chain. And when I put this technology on him, I can't get a lot inside of him internally. I put it in his oodles or noodles. He liked that. They're not good for you, I know, but that's what he eats. So I can put just a little bit in there, and I'm getting it in, but I put this on him relentlessly. His face is shining when he go to the bus, his hair and everything, and it keeps him somewhat calm. And he was nonverbal, but I can tell you that he's making partial sentences now. Please, peanut butter jelly. And for me, that's phenomenal because I can communicate with him and not have to worry about what is it he's crying, he's acting out that he's trying to tell me. So I stand behind it from a place of this is something that has made such a difference for me and for him. My blood pressure was up in the 200s. In July, I had COVID and pneumonia. And my hardest thing was to go to the doctor and to be sick and hear her say, well, you know your pressure's up. I do. Do you know you're fat? I do. You know, do you know you're overweight? I know. I'm familiar with her. But when she said your pressure is 138/80, I didn't care about pneumonia. I didn't care about COVID. And I had a kidney stone, 3 bad boys all at the same time. But the only song in my head was my blood pressure is down. And so if I'm the only one, trust, it's all about, I just get excited about it because I know what it has done for me.
Yes, I could see the excitement.
I know. Yes.
Yes, we see the excitement and the passion. And you do not look like someone who have actually experienced all of that in July. You
Wow.
absolutely healthy. Your skin looks exuberant. Your voice, your expression, definitely you do not look like someone who actually experienced that in July. So I want to thank you so much for bringing this information to our audience and those who are watching and listening, because information is powerful. What you do with it is up to you, right? But you're providing the information that people need, and also a way for them to get in touch with you. So I love to hear what you have said about this Mormido product. Can you tell me, I noticed that when I went to the website, I noticed that there's also something there for pets and so, but can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we have a product. This is our pet restore. It's a smaller bottle. This is for the people. This is for the pets. And our pets are in need of being healthy too. They're our little human being, our little babies, but they're closer to the ground. So say if you go out and you have green lawn or Kim lawn, come and spray your grass. And they are running into that. So all of those chemicals, they are right there, nose level at it. And stuff. And so it's, however, it might have an adverse reaction or effect on their body. We don't know. We just see them not at their healthiest. Our carpet cleaners and things like that, the chemicals that we use around the house, they're sniffing and they're just lower to the ground level. And so when things begin to affect them, or the little tummy issues that they have, all you have to do is take this and just, and for the humans, for us, I use this in my eyes every night for the little floaters. It doesn't have the citrus oil. Ours have the citrus oil, so it stings a little bit more. This one will sting, but not as much. You just put this in your hands and you just, dab your little, as you're caressing them and rubbing their little paws and their little joints and everything. And we've had cats that we have a testimony of a cat that he had gotten hit and something, he was not at his best, and they put him in the back room just so he could go on and pass. But they said, well, what do? They rubbed him down with some of this product, and the next morning he was purring and meowing, ready to get up and go about. And so it's important to have something that, a lot of times you might not can get to the vet, or it can be expensive, but this is something that's natural that you can put on them and they go on about their business.
Mm. So what would you say to people who say, well, you know what, I hear that it's natural and it looks like it's something that I may want to try, but I don't really know I don't know enough about it to start using it. What would you say to them?
I would tell them to contact me. We have, and I don't give this one out per se because we've been having a lot of problems with, you put them out too soon, the Zooms and everything popping up. But you can contact me. We have a meeting every Saturday with Dr. Elliott and with Roger Hill, the founders of this company, and they are there to answer any questions that you might have.
Mm.
You can see the ingredients. You can go on the website and see the ingredients that are there.
Mm-hmm.
And my website is the moremito.com, /Betty Auld,
Mm-hmm.
all together. So you can go there, you can see the list of the ingredients, but you have to just get on and ask your questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say to you, nothing beat a failure but a try. And if you're in a situation to where you have to make a decision, this might not be the decision for you. But if there's something that I know, I want to be able to point you to that. I might not have the solution. Mr. Lopez might be the one. If you come to me and say, hey, I want to do something with pickleball, All Things Betty would say to you, hey, I can't help you right there, but I know somebody who can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's Mr. Lopez. He's got all of the answers right there. So I want to be able to point you into the directions, whether it's through this or in any other area that you need. But you can go to my website or you can contact me when you're ready, and I can get you on a call with Roger Hill where he's answering. We do that every Saturday, answering whatever questions you might have.
Yes, and people can also discuss it if they want to, because the ingredients are on the
Yes,
yes. They can discuss it with their doctor if they want, if they have any questions as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thank you so much again for bringing this information. It's a lot of information that people need to know, because knowledge is power. And one of the things we pride ourselves here at the Empowered Lifestyle Network is to make sure that we're bringing content that inspires, encourage, educate, and empowers people. Because at the end of the day, knowledge is power. When you have information, you're more likely to be able to make better decisions, right?
And when you have it, it's a lot more powerful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Betty, I've never seen so much enthusiasm. I've never seen so much drive, so much youthfulness. I guess more Mito is the fountain of youth, huh?
More Mito. It really is, because when I tell you this, I love oils and creams, but our skin is the largest organ on our bodies. And so I was putting all of the other, some brand names and stuff. I still have that. I love it. But I had to think, I said, go in with this. And when I tell you, my hands don't look as old. You can tell a person age by their hands, but it brings back that youth. It really does. And I'm going to share this. In December, my whole world was rocked. I had come in, me and my daughter, and I had been out Christmas shopping and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do this. I had a little change in my pocket, but my husband was sitting in the dark. And I'm saying, he normally watching sports somewhere. And he wasn't. And when I got in, he said, I need to talk to you. And I said, okay, you know how we brush off. Okay, I'm going to do this. But he told me some things that the doctor had told him. And when he said that they were talking about the big C and said that he had that, and he went to his knees, and Charmaine George, something inside of me I went to my knees in spirit. But he was crying, and all I could hear was God say, stand up, stand up, stand up. And I was trying to hold him. And so my world was rocked. And God spoke, and he said, this is how I'm going to bless you. This is how I'm going to bless you. And I cried many nights and I see him, but trust me, he's slick. I lotion him up. I put this product on him, and his numbers are not going higher. And when your numbers can stay the same and you can see them going down, and trust me, I'm not doing one drop. When you got a serious situation, if your tire is flat and you're on the side of the road and all you got is that bicycle pump, you don't just pump one time. You got to get in, you got to go for it, you got to go for it, you got to ride it out. And so I have no choice but to be excited, to be motivated. And I don't want to see anybody hurt without being able to tell them this helped me. It helped me. So then my truth is not a lie. I didn't come to hurt you. Before we wrap up, there's something that I wanted to share. I don't know how much more time we have, but if I could, I just want to.
We have 6 more minutes.
6 minutes. I can do this in one. I'm going to try to read it. There was a poem that affected my life when I was in school, middle school, probably middle school, high school, somewhere in there. And it was a poem. When I was in elementary school, I read this book, The Little Red Hen. The little red hen, she found a grain of corn in the barnyard. Nobody would help her carry it. She had the little babies with her. Nobody would help her carry and all of that. Nobody would help her bake it. Nobody would help her do anything. So when she baked it, they smelled the aroma coming from the barn, and they was like, "Oh, she's breaking baked bread. It was so beautiful, the scent." And she said, "Well, who will help me eat it?" Everybody in the barnyard volunteered, but she said, "No, I'm going to eat this by myself because it's for me and my children." But this has impacted me. This is by Rudyard Kipling, and it's called If. If. It says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And you can, and don't look too good or talk too wise. They said, don't look too good or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave life to broken and stop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make a heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and look and stare again at the beginning and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerves and sinew to serve your turn lovingly after they're gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if a man count with you, but don't count too much, if you can feel the unforgiving mistakes with 60 seconds worth of distance run. I'm going to say that again. If you can feel the unforgiving mistakes with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. If.
Yes, yes, if. Yes. And so that is the mission.
Yes.
That is
60 seconds of distance run.
Yes, yes, yes. And that I so thank you, Lady Betty, for sharing that poem and also sharing yourself with our audience today. and with those that are need to know this information, because as we said, knowledge is power. I'm grateful that you are being very transparent, and the passion it shows through you and in you, and so that is truly a blessing. I'm excited to see where this takes you. I know we're working on your website, and so that website will be up and running soon, and so you'll be able to get All Things Betty on your website and also on your social media. Those are things that we're working on. I want to also talk a little bit about the Empower Lifestyle Network. We are a streaming and branding company. We are a company, our streaming network is available on all platforms. Well, I shouldn't say all, but most platforms. Since we're available on Roku television, we're available on Amazon TV or Fire TV. We're available on Apple TV. We're available on Android telephone, cell phones. So you can find us on the Google Play Store. We're available on iPhones, so you can find us on the App Store. So those are all, and of course, we're also available on the web app, so you can watch us on the internet as well by going to empoweredlifestylenetwork.com. And we're also on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn and X. So we are out there, and we want you to connect with us. If you want to come be a guest on our our program, please give us a call at 757-512-8951. Again, if you want to be a guest, or if you know someone, you want to recommend someone to be a guest on our show, on our podcast, on the Empower Lifestyle podcast, just give us a call at 757-512-8951. Or if you know someone who wants to start their own podcast, as Miss Betty, Lady Betty Auld will be starting her own podcast soon. So if you know someone who wants to have their own podcast and have their own guests and build their own community, we are here for that as well. We can help you do that. We have channels on our network, so you can have your own channel, you can have your own podcast. Your podcast can be video and audio, or just audio if you want. It's up to you, but we have all the technology available to make this happen for you. Last week we had our Empowered Lifestyle, well, actually our Empower Health and Wellness Conference in Virginia Beach at the Wyndham. It was excellent. So many people came out. The content was incredible. I mean, the content was just so rich. So many really wonderful takeaways from that, and we're going to be having a review of that with some of the speakers on our network. But we also will have it on ELN, so you'll be able to watch it. We're in the process, our editing team is in the process of editing the content, so you'll be able to watch it on ELN. We'll send a reminder out and a notice out when that's ready to be shown on ELN. So there's just so much that we're doing here at the Empower Lifestyle Network, and we're grateful to be able to highlight and showcase Miss Betty Auld, All Things Betty.
All Things Betty.
And yes, and please reach out to her if you want to know more about the Mormido technology, and definitely reach out to her if you want to know more about that product. If you have someone who may be going through something right now and who isn't, right, reach out to her, have the conversation. She is, I love how you present the information, Lady Betty, which is that you're sharing your experience, right?
Yes.
And that is the most powerful testimony ever, is when you've had experience with a particular product or service. So I am so grateful to you for sharing that.
Thank you.
So we have 1 minute. Any last things you want to say, and then I'm going to have you close us out, babe.
Yes. Like I say, you can do the www.moremito.com/Betty Auld, and you can go to my site or reach out to me. But I just wanted to say thank you to you all. I feel safe in this environment. A lot of people doesn't with Mr. Lopez or his experience in his military background to know how to handle people that's coming from military, looking out for his homes or making sure that, just different areas on how to protect our value and our dream. And Mrs. Lopez, your technology wisdom and your passion for people to see us come together and have a platform to where we can come and do the things that we want to do. And it is a beautiful environment. So I shout out to Empowered Lifestyle for what you're doing. I recommend it. If you're there and you need assistance, this is a safe place. This is a professional place. So this is where you want to be, because they're going to make sure that your content is correct and it is reaching where you want it to reach. So with that,
thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Blessings.
Thank you so much, Betty. We greatly appreciate you. And babe, I want to say thank you to you as well. You are an amazing, amazing wife.
Yes.
Folks, I want to say, if you know of anybody who wants to brand their product or who wants to brand their business, market, advertise, just come to ELN, the Empower Lifestyle Network, and let this power couple handle your business.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
It's been awesome.
Yes.
And definitely go to moremito.com/Betty Auld. And that's BettyAuld. Okay. And get the information. And also you can reach out to her. She's provided her cell phone. If you want to just provide that one more time so people know how to reach you.
And that is 757-754-3862.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Blessings, everyone. Looking forward to our next podcast. And Lady Betty, it's been a joy.
It has really, truly been the same.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Me too.